Eventually, we know that Moses responds to the call of God. He goes to Egypt, right? He listens to the Lord. He goes to Egypt. God sends 10 plagues to Egypt. And not just to disrupt Pharaoh, not just to make him angry so he'll let the Israelites go, but again, cultural context is extremely important because you'll never appreciate what's really taking place here. You can never truly understand God's role in your life if you don't understand the context behind these verses. God sends Moses, and the first plague that God sends to the Egyptians was he turns the water of the Nile River to blood. And now on the surface, that seems like an annoyance. It seems like quite the miracle. But what's truly taking place here is God is waging war on the Egyptians. He's waging war on the culture of the Egyptians and on all the gods of the Egyptians. And what I mean by that is this. Isis, the false god, one of the false gods of the Egyptians, was the god of the Nile. And so when God's coming in here and he's turning the Nile into blood, he's basically saying, my power is the only power. I am the only one true living God. And if you say Isis is the god over the Nile, then let's see Isis do something about this. Nothing happens. So then God aims his scope on another god, Heket. Heket was an Egyptian god that had the appearance of a frog, and God sends a swarm of frogs. Again, God is saying, there is no power but my power. There is no God but me. So Heket, do something. Let's see you fix this. Hathor, another Egyptian god who had the appearance of a bull or a cow. God kills all of the Egyptians' livestock, but not the Israelites. Again, waging war on another Egyptian god. Exodus, 12:12? Let's go ahead and pull that up. On that night, I will pass through the land of Egypt and strike down every firstborn son and firstborn male animal in the land of Egypt. I will execute judgment against all of the gods of Egypt, for I am the Lord. God waged war on the Egyptians, and what I want to encourage you with tonight is this. God will wage war on anything that is in your life that is currently holding you captive. Anything that is taking his place in your life, God will wage war on that. He will not sit back and watch that. God will wage war on anything in your life that is taking his place. Please believe me. Please believe me. Now, again, I said that Moses, in his response to the Lord, wasn't just fearful and doubtful, but he got to a point where he was just plain unwilling. If you look at verses 13 and 14. Moses responds to the Lord. How many of you have ever done this? Pardon your servant, Lord. At least he's polite about it. Pardon your servant, Lord, but please just send somebody else. So Moses tells the Lord, he goes, well, I'm afraid of what they might think. God understands his fears, counsels him through it. Well, Lord, I'm afraid that I don't have what it takes. God understands his fears, counsels him through it. And then he says, we get down to really the heart of the issue, and I pray that this is not where you're at. The heart of the issue was this. It wasn't really about the fear. Moses just wasn't willing. He had a heart that just wasn't willing to respond to the call. And so my question for you tonight is this. Is it fear that's holding you back? And be honest with yourself. Or are you just unwilling? Again, I mentioned God will wage war on anything that is taking his place in your life. And there were many years in my life where things were very uncomfortable. In hindsight, I could see what was going on, but in the moment, I didn't realize. It just seemed like there was a lot of mess, and I was just making more mess as I went along. And in hindsight, I realized God was tugging on me and was pulling on me for years. God had a calling on my life. And I believe that he has a calling for you as well. He's got a purpose for every one of you. But again, the question is, what's holding you back